side, we have John Hobbs, Darren Paul, and Mark Hailwood keeping you company here today. And Darren, it's a big matchup in the lower end of the playoffs. Bradford sitting just outside on a 9-9 record, Reading 9-8. So every result right now counts, especially at this stage of the season.
Yeah, absolutely, and the players are completely aware of that. Talking to the players before the game, they are all locked in. They know exactly what these matchups are all about. The table is so tight, so congested, and it's why we love the National League Division 1. It's just so tight.
Absolutely, and Mark, we can barely hear ourselves talk here. The noise is so loud here at Loddon Valley. It's absolutely incredible. Reading started the season very slowly, a few defeats on the road and here at home, but they bounced back fantastically with big wins, especially over the Worthing Thunder. And right now we're in prime position for a good playoff spot. How important will it be for them today to try and carry that momentum against Bradford?
Yeah, I mean, Reading started 0-5 in the league. Since then went 9 out of 10, but losing to the Hemel Storm away. So their form recently has been absolutely incredible. And as you say, big wins over Worthing, big wins over Derby. So they're really in a good spot. Beat Newcastle last week. They feel like they're on a bit of a roll, and they feel like they should be in the top half of the table, and this will be really important for their playoff spot.
So welcome everyone to the Basketball England YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the BE YouTube channel for all your NBL Live and WNBL Live action. And we must say apologies for the audio sound that we featured just before we went on there. We do apologise for that. Hopefully it's been sorted. If it's not, let us know in the comments. Hopefully you are listening to us, and if you are, apologies for my dulcet tones. I guess you can't win them all, I guess, you know, but either way, Mark, great to be back here at Loddon Valley, a venue that obviously you come to week in, week out, and it just feels like a home for the Reading Rockets, having spent so many years at Rivermead Leisure Complex. Now they've made Loddon Valley, which they actually played at in the early 2000s, but they've made it their permanent residence.
Yeah, it's been a great change of venue. The ticket sales here have been phenomenal. I think they had sold 260 online tickets by Thursday this week, so
absolutely
they were
amazing, yeah,
filling the crowd up, and it's getting more full as we speak.
And Darren, you were here in early January for the game against Thames Valley. It's just a fantastic atmosphere. We can barely hear each other, and I'm literally like touching your shoulder here.
It's a fantastic venue. It's they make an absolute racket in this gym as well. So it was on to that game, it was on to this one, and like you say, beautiful, brilliant facility, great fans, and we are set for what it's going to be an absolute beauty of a game.
Starting fives for the two teams, starting with the Reading Rockets, who will be rolling with Jeremiah Jenkins, Reese Pinnock, Jawad Adekoya, Troy Cracknell and Jordan Jackson. For the Bradford Dragons, they will be going with Jabari Edwards, Jordan Whelan, Ricky Fex, Rahad Saltz, and just looking to see who else. There'll be Justin Williams, number 1, is the 5th and final participant for the Dragons. Great to feature the Bradford Dragons on NBL Live. They were actually the first team that we covered, Mark, weren't they? All the way back in 2019, pre-COVID days. My goodness me, that felt like a long time ago. So great to call the visitors from West Yorkshire here today in Berkshire. We're not showing our age at all, are we, Mark?
You might be.
Oh,
I'm still young.
Oh. Darren's the only one who doesn't have a shred of grey hair with him. Anyway.
I wish that was true.
The side angle of Darren reveals a bit of salt and pepper, if I'm being honest.
So we are due for tip-off momentarily. The referees just having a quick chat amongst themselves and pointing at Justin Williams for some reason.
A uniform, the sleeves.
It's a uniform violation, so Justin Williams looks like he might have to take off his undershirt.
I don't think you're...
That's a first.
I don't think you're allowed an undershirt in NBL D1.
Well, all around Europe, they do wear them, even in the NBA. It's All-Star Weekend in Utah at the moment, but it looks like Justin Williams will have to take off his undershirt before play can officially begin.
While there's a shirt change, Kay Pinnock, Reece Pinnock's mum, is dialed in from Australia 2 weeks in a row. I don't know what time it is, but it's very early in the morning, I think.
There you go. You've gone global, Mark.
Well, last week we were global. Hoping for viral this week.
I'll just stay quiet, I guess. So Bradford get first possession. Here is Edwards on the ball. Steal already from Pinnock, but Jabari Edwards keeps hold of it. Here is Whelan, the leading scorer in the NBL this season. Inside to Edwards, who lays it up, and Jackson with the rebound. However, it's stolen by Ricky Fett, and a foul has been called. Rihard Saltz, got the steal, and Rihard Saltz will go to the foul line. And we talk about loyalty to your teams, and there are a number of players across the years that have shown tremendous loyalty to their team. Bodie Adalola with the Hemel Storm, James Brain with the Worthing Thunder in recent times, but Rihard Saltz now in his 14th season with the Dragons, and that just shows incredible loyalty to the West Yorkshire outfit as he splits the foul shots.
Absolutely tremendous. Made his debut in 2008. Saw success early on, and now still representing 14 years on.
Absolutely, and Adekoya will go now to the foul line, so both teams with team fouls, and Jawad Adekoya will go to the line. 16.6 rebounds here last week against Team Newcastle in what was a very, very physical encounter against the team from the northeast, Mark.
Yeah, it stayed close throughout, actually, and remained physical. And Jawad Adekoya was one of those guys, a bit of a difference maker, new into the Rockets as of kind of 4 or 5 weeks ago. Very, very dangerous from the perimeter.
Well, we said at the top of the show, apologies for the audio issues. Hopefully you guys can hear us now as well on the stream. Here is Edwards, finds Williams, who's been scoring for fun this season, as has this man Whelan, who goes inside straight to the dome, and Cracknell with the rebound. Here is Jenkins. Jenkins pulls up to 3 off the back iron, and away come Bradford. Williams looking for Saltz inside, and away again come Reading in transition. 1 on 3. However, Adekoya with the layup.
Similar start to what I saw against TBC a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be very fast-paced. Reading pushing the tempo early again.
Justin Williams dancing with it on the perimeter. The outside pass to Fetz for 3, short, and Reece Pinnock rebounds. Jeremiah Jenkins back to Reece Pinnock. The extra pass, Adekoya in the corner. Here is Williams dancing his way inside again, blocked by Cracknell. It will stay a Bradford ball.
You'll see the defensive intensity from Reading. It really worked against Newcastle. Went cold on the shooting end, but picked up the defense, and it's carried over into this game this week.
Saltz just about gets it. Here is Jabari Edwards. Williams to Saltz, a mid-range J, and Cracknell rebounds. Cracknell, Pinnock wide open, and Fetz rebounds. Saltz inside to Fetz. Fetz had it nearly stripped away, and Reece Pinnock comes up with it. It's 2 on 3, and Cracknell up and under. Blistering start here from from the Rockets, up 8-1. Whelan. 7 to shoot, Jabari Edwards for 3. And another rebound for Reece Pinnock, and so far the Bradford Dragons are struggling. Cracknell inside, but it finds no one but Jordan Whelan, and a foul has been called at mid-court. So far, a fantastic start for the Reading Rockets as Bradford 0 for 6 from the field.
My question to you, Mark, is how much of this is the Rockets really getting into their defensive sets, putting the pressure on Bradford, or are Bradford just not hitting right now?
I think it's the pressure. Reading have come out in a couple of zone presses in the half court, and they did the same to Newcastle University, and it seemed to get a lot of turnovers, and that's when they built their biggest lead.
0 for 2 now from the three-point arc as Cracknell hits the back iron with his three-point attempt. It's a chance to put it to double digits there as Williams goes inside. Foul called before the shot went up.
That is where, if they're able to get the separation from Williams to get inside, that's where they're going to get a lot of success today. And maybe the driving kick to Jordan Whelan in the corner, that worked quite well for them against the London Lions.
And Justin Williams, who went 2 for 12 from downtown against Loughborough last week, did actually get 26 points against the BA London Lions. No doubt he will put some points on the board for Bradford today. Here is Whelan. Whelan finds a bit of room inside and lays it home. Leads the league in scoring with 24 points a game. Here is Jenkins. Cracknell at the top. Pulls up for 2. Doesn't get the roll to go. Into the game for the first time, Zach Powell for the Rockets. Here is Cracknell. Finds Jenkins wide open for 3, but it's short. Jackson fighting with it. And Jordan Jackson travelled with it.
It's not dissimilar to the Newcastle University game. Reading actually had a lot of pressure defensively and converted that into points, but didn't actually shoot very well in the first half.
Thanks. The back pass to Williams, who finds a bit of room inside, goes Glass, too strong. On the follow, though, was Ricky Fetz.
That is 2 very good plays by Fetz, down on the defensive end and then getting the buckets where it counts.
A walking double-double with Ricky Fetz. 2 double-doubles last week in the games against London and Loughborough. Here is Powell driving, going centre. Just about picks up Jenkins. Jenkins, no fear inside. Putting the moves on Jackson, finds Salts. Salts on the spin, and that goes out of bounds.
Good pressure again from Reading. They're guarding the perimeter fairly well, making it difficult to get interior touches for Bradford, and that forces the turnover.
So far, Rockets holding a 5-point lead midway through the first quarter. Here at an extremely noisy Loddon Valley. They've had a few sellouts here this season. It's close to a sellout here today as well. Very busy turnouts on a day of junior action as well as seniors. 3-pointer from Adekoya. Big rebound there from Finley Porter. Jenkins picks up the loose ball and Salts rebounds. Here come Bradford. Nearly, in fact, it was the carry by Jabari Edwards. And straight away, Micaiah Savary-Richards will come in for the Dragons, and Edwards will take a seat.
It's unfortunate. That was more really good defensive work, and again, I've been very impressed by Fetz. Just the way he's causing trouble on the glass. That was not an easy rebound for Reading, and eventually coming away with it.
Fetz, another one of the Bradford veterans, has been with the team nearing 10 years himself. Here is Jenkins. Cracknell pulling the moves on Whelan, going inside, the running floater goes in.
Good to see Troy Cracknell getting going early. Sometimes takes a bit of time to get going, but a couple of early ones for him today.
Offensive foul on Fett. 12-5 in favour of the Rockets. 4:11 left in the first as Ben Dixon will come in and Jawad Adekoya will take a seat. A good few minutes there for Adekoya, making his presence known on the court as Fett will take a seat. And Ethan Rose comes into the game for the first time. Here is Porter. Powell on the wing, looking for options, finds it in Porter. And his pass goes straight to a young fan behind the basket.
I am really looking forward to seeing what Ethan Rose can do, how he looks in person. You know, he's relatively new to the sport, but the coaches seem like getting through playing at this level.
53% shooting for the season, but he's only appearing in his 10th game for the Dragons. That's a beautiful move from Rahad Saltz for the two.
Right on cue, Darren, right on cue.
Jenkins, the extra pass to Powell. Cracknell, great passing around the perimeter from the Rockets. But Powell's three is short. Savary Richards. Wheeler, a three. That's off the back iron, and Jenkins at 5'10" with the rebound. Jenkins all the way to the basket over three Bradford players, and Jenkins will go to the foul line.
I like that from Bradford. I like it. Just, you know, nothing easy in the house. Send them all the bigs. But what I think they're trying to do, and again, Mark, you're going to tell me one way or the other, they're slowing it down. Is that Reading letting off a little bit defensively? The legs getting to them a little bit as we move through the period?
Yeah, I think it's hard to keep up that sort of tempo for a whole quarter. I think if you sort of get a good 4 to 6 minutes out of it, it's fairly strong. And you expect nothing less of Bradford, right? It's in their DNA to be scrappy, to fight and to hustle. It's just what this team's all about.
.303 remaining in the first quarter, and the Rockets take a 7-point lead as Jenkins takes a seat. Lewis Champion comes in. Here is Whelan inside to Savary Richards, and he's going to go to the foul line for the Dragons. Bradford, who have not started brilliantly, you know, finding ways to go inside and attack Reading, and if they're not getting it done from the field, they're going to get it done from the foul line. This will be their third and fourth attempt.
Reading stayed in the pressure, but as you say, the tempo of Bradford just keep pushing it down their throat, get inside, get fouled, and it'll force Coach Nurizadeh to go away from the pressure eventually.
14 fouls for the Rockets. Dragons are only shooting 3 for 12 from the field. Here is Champion. Champion to Adekoya, a three.
Enjoyed that one.
A 9-point lead for the Rockets. Williams at the foul line. Stolen away, but he gets it back again. Whelan in the corner. Marked by two Reading players as a scramble under the basket. And here comes Adekoya. Adekoya stripped by Savary Richards. The ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Rockets, and Savary Richards picks himself a little souvenir on the way before putting it back again. That was a folding chair. I don't think he wanted it.
It was quite a smooth take, to be fair. It took it in rhythm.
Here is Dixon. Champion inside to Finley Porter, looking for a trailer, but he goes to the perimeter and finds Adekoya. Saltz gets the rebound off Powell. Williams going all the way. That was too easy for Justin Williams. Final 90 seconds at the first. And Koya at the top. And Whelan with the rebound. Williams puts in a three. Justin Williams now feeling it. And the Dragons are within 4.
Killer heat check from Adekoya, misses a pair, and Williams down the other end for the 3.
And that was Bradford's first 3 of the game. They're now 1 for 5. As Jenkins checks back, and Adekoya will take a seat. Well, excuse me, not Adekoya, I think that was Finley Porter actually, as an offensive foul has been called, so Bradford will get the ball back.
Zach Powell.
And that's Zach Powell.
Came out. Finn's still in.
And just
Finn is still in,
the foul.
And just committed the foul. That's why I have you two. Dare I say it's age. Whelan on the spin. He actually missed the handle there, so he went up in mid-air and still managed to get it to the rim, and he's going to go to the foul line. And Jordan Whelan, who, of course, comes to Bradford with many years of BBL experience, most notably with the Manchester Giants, actually still resides in Manchester. Does Jordan Whelan, and a man who was part of England's 3x3 preparation for the Commonwealth Games, where, of course, you don't need me to tell everyone they won gold in Birmingham.
But you will anyway.
Misses the first.
My guys, Wales, will get there one day. We'll be there.
I thought we weren't allowed to call it Wales.
Cymru.
It's Cymru, isn't it?
Cymru.
Been stalking you on Twitter, Steve.
Williams steals it off Jenkins and goes all the way. And the Bradford Dragons now hold a 1-point lead in the final 40 seconds.
Sorry, I'm going to say second unit of Reading's really struggled in the last 3 minutes. It's got Bradford back into the game.
Champion strings on 1-2. It's actually a 3-point lead for the Rockets with 25 seconds remaining of the first. Salt sets a screen for Williams, who puts up a 3, and that's out. So Reading will get the final possession of this first period. Shot clock is turned off. Leading by 3. Jenkins, great defense there from Justin Williams. Great court awareness and basketball IQ. You could see a smile on your face there.
I'm loving his game. I'm absolutely loving his game. He's finding different ways to hurt them. He's just taking that charge. He's stripped them twice on the on half court, taken one to the hole. He is finding multiple ways to work. He's doing a great job.
Absolutely. 7 points and 3 for 7 shooting. So final seconds. Whelan puts up a long 3. That's going to be well short. And Chris Mellor, the head coach, really unhappy with that final play. And that ends the first period here at Loddon Valley. Bradford started very slowly, picked the pace up, but still trailed by 3. Rockets ahead 19-16, and it's been a very, very solid first period for them, but it kind of waned a little bit as the first period went on.
Yeah, I mean, it feels very similar to the Newcastle University game. I think the defensive intensity was good, but they didn't shoot particularly well, and I think it's probably fairly similar. Tonight, Adekoya's missed a couple, Cracknell's missed a couple, Jenkins has missed a couple, so overall, I think it's they're good value for their 3-point lead, but it deserves to be a close one.
Reading shooting 41% from the field to Bradford's 35, but Justin Williams leading the way with 7 points for the Dragons. Jibril Adekoya, or Jawad Adekoya, leading all scorers right now with 9.
I'm not too sure what you want me to tell you right now, to be honest. I'm just looking at the foul numbers. Bradford doing a really good job of getting to the line, but they've only hit 3 of 6 miles down the line, same as Reading with their 3 of 4. So again, they're trying to slow the pace. They're trying to, dictate the game on their terms just a little bit, and that's where the strengths come in. Their shot choices, are they better? I can't say that. They need to go down a bit more.
So this game ends a 4-game road trip for the Dragons. They have a home game next week against the Manchester Magic, and then it's a 3-game road trip for them. So plenty of time on the road, plenty of time on the minibus for the Dragons. Here is Cracknell. Backing down Williams, who steals it off him. And Justin Williams was fouled. That was a mismatch inside, but Williams with enough court awareness to get the steal and break clear, and Bradford have the ball.
So I'll be watching for him to be doing that for the rest of the game, because that's 3 or 4 times now that he's done that exact same thing, and it's causing major issues for Reading.
Averaging 22 points, 5 assists this season. Justin Williams. Savary Richards to Williams again at the top. And Cracknell rebounds. Dixon. Inside. Champion puts up a 3. That was over Rehard Salks, but Whelan now collects and brings it into the Dragons. Savary Richards looking for Ethan Rose, but the ball goes out of bounds, much to the disgust of Rose. A bit of a broken possession there for the Dragons.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, difficult one to handle. Going to the other end, Reading, when you think about it, when was the last time they got a bucket inside, good touch inside? It's been very perimeter-based so far, and I think Bradford are doing a great job defending.
Might get a little bit better. Fetsky getting ready to come in next time.
A 3 is good for Cracknell, as Ricky Fetsky will come back into the game momentarily for the Dragons. Here is Whelan. Whelan finds Rose just about. Williams, can I have this dance? But it's off the back iron, and Jenkins collects the loose ball. Jenkins. Jackson sets the screen. Jenkins didn't need him, but misses the 3. Both teams really struggling now from downtown. Savary Richards. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Dragons as Fetsky comes back into the game, and Ethan Rose will take a seat. And
if Rose has let that go, that is brilliant awareness.
Dragons trailing by 5. 2 minutes played of the second quarter here at Loddon Valley. Savary Richards gets bumped. Offensive foul, I think, will be called. In fact, no, it's a...
defense.
No, it is. Yeah, it is an offensive foul. The 2 number 8s, in fact, it was Micaiah Savary Richards going at Lewis Champion, number 7. And Reading get the ball. Good defense there from Lewis Champion, the, dare I say, elder statesman now of the Reading Rockets, a player that we've watched since his junior days, Mark, and a wily veteran now, and that's why.
I coached him when he was 10, so you make me feel really old.
20 years ago.
Had a great chat with Lewis before the game. He's in very good spirits and just happy to be playing basketball still, especially in the NBL with the Rockets. Here is Williams. And Salks falls to the floor hard. And that's a first foul, or a second foul, excuse me, on Ben Dixon. As Jawad Adekoya will check in and Ben Dixon will take a seat. If you've just joined us on the Basketball England YouTube channel, welcome everyone. John Hobbs, Darren Paul and Mark Hailwood keeping you company here in Berkshire. 21-16 in favour of the Rockets. Savary Richards looking for Williams and finds it. Williams has got to get busy. 3 on the shot clock and just about clips the rim. And I think That should be 14 on the shot clock. That shouldn't be a shot clock violation. That clearly hit the back of the rim. And it will be reset to 14 seconds.
Very quickly fixed by Tahir Akar, our crew chief there. He clocked it and called it immediately.
Source to Williams. Back to Whelan. Driving it out of Koya. Fetsky a three, gets it to go. Ricky Fetsky from downtown, and it's a one-possession game.
Bradford just always clawing back. Reading getting no separation at the minute.
Adekoya to Cracknell. Jackson finds Jenkins with 5 to shoot. Jenkins the step back. Great defense from the Dragons. A big three goes from Adekoya. You guys are speechless.
I said he was handy from the perimeter, didn't I?
Inside goes Williams. That's beautifully done with the left hand. And a timeout has been called by Samad Durazade. And right now, Justin Williams is really making this game his own. Even though they trail by 3, Bradford really leaning on Justin Williams right now.
I don't know how Reading have schemed to guard Williams off a pick and roll, but there doesn't seem to be much consistency. They've gone under a few, and he's lit them up from the perimeter. They're chasing around now, and they're just behind him. But I think Coach Durazade will go back and try and get this assignment and scheme right for Williams on pick and roll.
Absolutely, and Darren, the biggest lead for the Rockets has been 9 points. However, like Mark said, they just can't get any proper separation between them. Whenever Reading have a little bit of breathing space, Bradford come right back at them.
Yeah, and again, I think a lot of it does come down to Williams just bringing that intensity, you know, in the mid-court areas, and then the bigs are really collapsing inside, so they're making it difficult to score. And then at Reading, they're just not really getting stops right now, not consistently anyway. So it's a game of runs right now, and I mean, Reading, if they want to, they've got to break that if they want to really extend their lead.
Absolutely great to be here at Loddon Valley, and the next time we will be on your screens, will be at Surrey Sports Park on the 11th of March. It is the Kick King Trophy final between the Hemel Storm and the Worthing Thunder, the latest chapter in an exciting rivalry taking place in Guildford. Of course, those two teams played on December 10th. Hemel coming away with a 100-95 win on the South Coast. What a game that should be, as Adekoya will go to the foul line. And that's on Fetsky. And that'll be Fetsky's second foul of this game.
I like Adekoya going to the step back, but there's something that makes me think if you get Fetsky on Adekoya, you've got to get something going to the rim. You've got to get something inside and see if you can maybe score and get the extra shot.
There's Jawad Adekoya, goes to the foul line, and this is the second of our NBL Live doubleheader. Of course, it was the ladies that were in action for Reading yesterday, narrowly coming out 66-50 in a defeat against the league-leading Solent Kestrels. That was an exciting game we were a part of on the South Coast. It's up to the men to redeem the good name of the Rockets here today. And so far, getting it done, leading by 5. Here is Whelan. Whelan driving and Cracknell. Great defense from Cracknell to stand his ground. Here is Williams dancing with Jenkins, and Williams will go to the foul line.
That's his 4th time he's been fouled in the game. He's fouled once himself and has 3 steals. A lot to like about those stat lines.
Absolutely, an index rating so far of +5 for Justin Williams, and that comes despite the fact that Bradford are down, which is a very telling statistic when especially when you're losing. As Williams will go to the foul line.
Was that Jenkins' second foul? Just looking at stats, not sure it's updated quick enough.
That is his second foul, yes. Even I had to check that for a second.
Just checking, because there's not, I wouldn't say foul trouble, but fouls are creeping up for Reading.
Foul adjacent.
Yes.
Here is Cracknell. Cracknell for two, that's good.
Really good from the mid-range, very good from the foul line too.
I always heard that The Breakfast Club was one of your favourite films, Mark, as they just played the main title song to that. Here is Whelan.
Absolutely love it.
Here is Whelan. Savary Richards, a pull-up J, and that's good.
You'll see Reading have come out and face-guarded Williams now, and then Savary Richards says, I'll step in and make that one.
Powell, champion. The extra pass to Adekoya. Adekoya driving. Great defense from Williams again, and a travel called. Justin Williams again at the defensive end.
Really
unreal.
tough.
It's unbelievable.
And yet Chris Mellor, the Bradford coach, still barking instructions. Not happy about something. But that was a fantastic defensive sequence from the Bradford Dragons. As Adekoya nearly stole it off Savary Richards, and a foul has been called just before Fetsky got in with the two-handed dunk.
Reading stay with the pressure though, stay with that zone press, and Bradford find a way through it.
First on Adekoya. Again, he's been drawing fouls. He's drawn 3. And that's just his first committal.
A lot of fouls been committed in this second quarter. It was a stark contrast to yesterday's game in Solent, where the Solent Kestrels had only committed 1 foul, and that was in the first quarter. We got to the third quarter before they actually built up any team fouls. So fouls here are plenty at Loddon Valley, and it looks like we're going to get team fouls in just a few minutes as a timeout has been called.
I mean, just on the WBBL, there have been some absolutely ridiculous foul situations this year with teams just barely conceding any in a game, then other games they're going quite the other way. So it is interesting to see that. I'm talking to Jordan Whelan before the game today. I was talking about the physicality of this league compared to the BBL, where he's obviously played previously. And this is a more physical league. It's a more in-your-face league, and it's got that grittiness. And I mean, I know that's partly why I love this league so much. It is gritty, it's guys going hard, going to work.
And this is the reason why we get the live streams for the National Basketball League, obviously NBL Live, WNBL Live, the leader in that. But there are other teams, as well as the Reading Rockets, the Solent Kestrels, Bradford Dragons as well, and Loughborough Riders that are showing their games. And it's great to see this league getting that visibility, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, I think the level and consistency of the outputs for teams is going up, and I don't want to start clashing with other leagues around the world or in the UK, but the outputs here are very good.
Absolutely, and that's a testament to the British basketball community. We talk about the creators, the influencers, but they're all getting it done. It's a great community, the basketball community in this country, as Salt's driving inside at Powell. Here is Williams, and Fetsky couldn't pick it up, and it will be a Reading ball.
Far be it from me to second guess Justin Williams, but I do wonder if a direct drive himself would have been the better option.
I used to coach it, pass or score, your choice.
Cracknell inside, Adekoya just about collects. Powell a 3. And Jackson rebounds the trailer. Powell, and Powell just getting a bit fancy with it. And Dragons will pick it up. Coach Nurazadi not happy with the call. And the referees are just going to have a just confirm things here.
Salt's definitely motioned towards the ball.
I don't want to say I'm 100% certain it got tipped out of bounds, but the referees disagree. The referee is always right.
It'll be a Dragons ball, much to the dismay of the Reading bench and the fans. Williams inside to Salts, couldn't hold on to it. And the Rockets pick it up with Cracknell, who turn it over immediately, and here come the Dragons. Whelan, the up and under, that's beautifully done from Jordan Whelan.
He's just tremendous. That's it. That's all I'm saying there.
That's all you've got.
That's all I need.
Here is Powell. Inside, that's a great pass to Adekoya.
This one's heating up a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the Sox did well not to see a foul on that play, I will say.
Williams driving at Champion. A great bit of defense there from Champion and Jackson, but I think Lewis Champion stepped out of bounds. It'll be a Bradford ball. 3:17 remaining in the second period here at Loddon Valley. As Justin Williams finds Savory Richards back inside to Williams. Great defense from Finley Porter. Still 10 on the shot clock, so a lot of time for Bradford to get another offense going. Fetsky to Sons. Back to Williams with 6 to shoot. Shot clock winding down. Williams going inside. Lays up. Blocked by Adekoya. Shot clock violation. Great defense inside by the Rockets.
Good stuff from Reading, switching Adekoya out on Williams, and then Zach Powell jumps on him. Enough pressure on there, and he gets the block out of bounds, although I'd have argued for a second back on the shot clock, but that's just me.
You're in John Whelan.
As the noise keeps deafening here at Loddon Valley. 3 minutes left of the second. Here is Powell. To Champion. Champion looking for options. Goes inside. Has stripped by Williams. And it'll be a Bradford ball.
Another one that looked like it was tipped out of bounds.
Yeah.
And stays with Bradford. I'm a huge fan, by the way, of Bailey asking the crowd to shout louder, because I've got the crowd noise in my headphones and I'll have no eardrums left soon.
If it helps, so do I.
Yeah.
Here is Williams. But this is what you like to see. Fans getting loud for their team as Savory Richards misses the two. It's the one thing about double rims is when the ball hits the rim, it stays around the basket for a couple of seconds, and you never know whether it's going to drop in or drop out. Makes going for the rebound much harder.
Yeah, just hangs around a bit longer, can't quite anticipate the roll as well. They are better than the old rims here, though. They're as tight as concrete.
Those baskets were absolutely phenomenal. They were old, but they, my goodness me, if you missed a three, you had to sprint back because the other team were going on offense straight away in transition. As Jabari Edwards checks back in and Micaiah Savory Richards checks out. Here is Champion. Champion from Adekoya. Cracknell, catch and shoot three. And Powell and Sox were fighting for it, and Reading still have it. Cracknell, a bit of room, gets it to go. Troy Cracknell.
As I say, very good from that foul line area. Almost automatic.
Cracknell now with 10 points in this game. On 5 for 8 shooting. Williams. Bit of a mismatch here with Powell. Another mismatch with Porter. Edwards a three, and that misses everything. Excuse me, Williams misses everything with his three-point play. Coach Miller just telling his team to calm down.
We're back to the start of the game. Reading building the pressure, and Dragons are really trying to rush to their sets right now.
Adekoya. Driving baseline, looking for options, finds it in Porter. Great pass to Bradford.
Something extra from Tim Porter. Don't you fires one inside. Great look.
What a revelation Finley Porter has been to this lineup for the Rockets this season. It starts a few games, but majority of the time comes off the bench. Here is Whelan, finds a bit of room inside, blocked by Cracknell. But Bradford still have it. Here is Whelan. Looking for options, goes himself and gets it to go.
So scrappy, this Bradford team, just stick around, so good.
Final minutes of the half. Champion finds Anakoya, big three, that's short, Champion collects. Champion could have gone on that himself, but decided to pass it out. Williams, what a quick first step, what a move from Justin Williams. And a timeout from Coach Girazade, and that's now 15 points for Justin Williams. What a beautiful move though, absorbing the contact and getting it to go.
It's just unbelievable. I don't know what you want from him right now. No, it was a fantastic drive and a brilliant rearrange. He had the big spike on it, but this doesn't feel like the end of the half. This feels like the end of the game, doesn't it? Like, this is going to stand both these teams in such good stead for the rest of the 20 minutes and then the rest of the season.
And that's a great point, Mark, that Darren just put up. This honestly feels like we're in the final minute of the game, and if that is the case, my goodness me, we're going to have to shout every possession.
Well, you know what? It's because of the league the way it is, between, what is it, second, fourth and even 10th. There's 3 losses that separate 4th to 10th. It's just so tight in the middle of the table that these are all important games, right? It'd be odd to have a good record and fall out of the playoffs.
I mean, even 11th, to be honest, but they've played fewer games.
Yeah. So the competition is just so intense that you can see why all these games matter and all these possessions matter.
Absolutely. Bradford right now in 9th place, but still firmly in the playoff picture. Of course, Reading sitting in 7th right now. Of course, Hemel Storm leading the way. They got the win in Thames Valley last night.
Justin Williams.
It's another turnover, and it's again Justin Williams.
Just doing whatever he wants right now.
Edwards. Shot clock has been turned off. But Zach Powell nearly stole it off Edwards, but a foul has been called.
The way Reading were defending, I thought they had a foul to give.
They're now in the penalty.
Yeah, almost like they were trying to give a foul away to get reset, or just pressure strong enough to get reset, but let's put Edwards on the line.
And Jabari Edwards kind of looking to redeem himself a little bit, was 0 for 6 on Sunday against Loughborough, a 31% three-point shooter last season.
Yeah, I think that's 36.4 for this season.
And so numbers are going up, so looking to redeem himself a little bit here today.
That's
and
big.
Gets his first points of the game with that foul shot.
Gives the Dragons the lead.
And the Bradford Dragons now lead by 1 with 17.7 seconds remaining of the half. That's Bradford's only their second lead of this game. But again, great defense from the Dragons. Almost what they've been doing all game long. As you said, Mark, scrappy, fighting for every loose ball, every possession. They're making life very difficult for the Rockets right now.
And I think by design they've gone after that because they have a foul to give. Well, they've got a couple of fouls to give, actually.
They've got, 2 fouls to give,
So it made absolute sense to go and chase down the ball handler of Reading, try and force him into a turnover. Doesn't matter if you give the foul away, gets you reset as well. So it's worked perfectly for Chris Mellor. Now they'll go the other way with 12 seconds on the clock.
12.6 seconds remaining. Great to have so many of you on board here today on the Basketball England YouTube channel. It's been a very exciting weekend of basketball here in the National League as teams from all over the divisions playing around the country and getting some great games in. There was also, dare I say it, some fantastic games in the BBL and WBBL, and one notable score was London Lions' 52-game winning streak coming to an end today at the hands of the Caledonia Gladiators at the copper box. That was incredible.
I was actually looking at the score early and then didn't keep up, so it was a loss, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Wowza.
Keep up, Mark, keep up.
Travelling and, you know,
Well,
kids.
one thing the Gladiators did in that game is they started the game hot and they were able to, build enough cushion to bring it right to the end.
However, it's all about the NBL right now, and we are here, final possession of the half. Unless Reading get a steal, here is Williams. Williams gets it stolen, great defence, the ball stays in, I think. I don't know if there'll be time put on the clock there, actually. Half-time buzzer has sounded. I think the referees might have a quick chat. No, I don't think they will, actually. They'll just let it go to half-time.
Lewis Champion kept that ball in bounds. That was a fabulous bit of athleticism from Lewis Champion.
Absolutely, and that ends the first half here at Loddon Valley, where the Bradford Dragons lead the Reading Rockets 35-34. Bradford, who have been trailing effectively all game long, now have nicked the lead with about a minute remaining in the half and have held on to that. And Mark, it's been an exciting first half of action. It almost feels like we're in the fourth quarter of the game, not the first half, as we were mentioning.
Yeah, this could be going into the last quarter of a playoff game, is how it feels today. So I think both teams have been really good. You know, I don't want to say Bradford are only scrappy. They've executed. Williams has been incredible on both ends. So we'll just see what happens in the second half. Either Reading get going a bit offensively, and perhaps that helps them, you know, form a lead, and Bradford, they keep hanging around, could easily win this one.
Yeah, Darren, we've spoken about Justin Williams, who's leading the way for Bradford with 15 points, but Joad Adekoya actually leading all scorers with 16 points on 5 for 9 shooting. He's getting it done quietly, though, isn't he?
Yeah, very, very quietly. Like, his shooting's excellent. The reason why my eye, and I think the eye of a lot of people, is going to be drawn to Williams is because he's bringing so much the rest of the way very, very loudly. So I've not seen Adekoya bringing anything much beyond the scoring. I could be wrong, but his scoring has been phenomenal and is really keeping Reading in a really good place right now.
Absolutely. So it is half-time here at Loddon Valley. The Bradford Dragons lead 35-34. We'll be back in roughly 12 to 13 minutes time here at Loddon Valley. trail the Bradford Dragons 35 to 34 as Mark Aylward started a Mexican wave and it's just carried on and carried on.
I just followed. It's the in-crowd the in-house announce team have got the crowd rocking.
John Hobbs, Mark Aylward and Darren Paul, a very subdued Darren Paul, here keeping you company for this game today. Speak up, man. So here we go, third quarter starting at Loddon Valley. Bradford with the first possession. Here is Fetsky for three, and that's good. That's the first possession for the Dragons, and Ricky Fetsky extends Bradford's lead to 4.
What a way to come out for Bradford.
Dixon inside to Porter.
Nice to see a response inside for Reading rather than perimeter shooting. Maybe something they spoke about at half-time.
Reading 10 for 40 or 11 for 14 inside in this game. The majority, though, of their shots have come from the perimeter, albeit only by 1. So as you say, good, good for Reading to get points inside. At the moment, they've only scored 14 points inside, which is just under half of their points.
And that is really testament to the work that Bradford are doing, defending the interior. If they are able to manufacture points, manufacture opportunities to draw people out and drive in, then that's going to play the well. Because for me, basketball is still a game that is fundamentally won and lost in the bank.
I agree.
Thank goodness.
As Whelan makes both foul shots, the lead is back to 4. Here is Porter. To Jenkins at the perimeter, finds Cracknell. Powell, 8 to shoot. Got to go to work here, the Rockets. Porter does just that.
One of the comments was Nikola Porter or Finn Jokic for Finn Porter. Nice work, Charlie Parker.
Nikola Jokic actually saying during All-Star weekend he only has 2 dunks in his arsenal. I wonder if Porter has more than that. As
I can confirm 100% has more than Nikola Jokic in the dunk department.
Here is Cracknell. Cracknell straight away for 3, and a foul has been called. That's on Jabari Edwards.
Yeah, Coach Mellett really not happy with that. He doesn't like those ill-disciplined moments at all. And, who knows what impact that can have later.
But mind you, what coach doesn't like that? Chris Miller, a guy who wears a heart on his sleeve. He's a very emotional coach, very, outspoken, and there's no surprises really there because it was a 3-point attempt.
I think you mentioned the first half about Chris Miller smiling, and I thought to myself, I don't think I've ever seen this. I don't think I've ever seen him smile.
Darren Paul sees things we don't see. That's why we have you here, man.
Glad to be here. Enjoying the journey.
Absolutely. It's great to have you on board today, and travelling from Cambridge is no mean feat, I'll give you that. As
you have got a proper headset, though.
Seniority, baby.
Look at that pass! What a pass from Salts to Whelan! The Super Bowl was a few weeks ago, but Rahal Salts thought, no, I'm bringing it to Reading.
The XFL started last night, but for all of the build-up,
Jenkins returns for a 3.
all of the slow, quick, considered build-up, just watch it.
Absolutely. Great awareness, though, from Jordan Whelan to actually see where he was going. Rahal Salts seeing the play as well, and that was fantastic communication between the two. That just shows how long they've been playing together. Even though it is Whelan's first season in Bradford, the two know each other very, very well.
What if it was one of those little conversations that if Reading come out in pressure, just lob it over the top, RB3.
Here is Whelan inside. He wanted a foul. Tahiraka thinking otherwise.
Finn Porter doing a really good disciplined job.
Great defense from Edwards on Jenkins. Powell being swapped by 3 white jerseys. Jenkins over Svetsky, and nearly a foul called again on the follow. Powell and foul. It's getting physical in there.
It's great, and Zach Powell's been very active on the offensive glass. I'm going to have a little check how many he's got, but I know he's got at least probably 2 or 3 decent rebounds that have kept possessions alive.
Jeremiah Jenkins with that really wily point guard action of going up, going a little bit forward, kicking your legs out.
Vintage.
Very James Harden-esque, that is, before the NBA took a stance on it. But
Yes.
Zach Powell now going to the foul line for the Rockets. And
I think he's actually getting a lot of minutes today. I know
He
he's
has, yeah.
struggled to find a good spot in this rotation, but I think as a bit of defensive energy and getting on the glass, he's earned himself some good minutes.
Yeah, he looks on track to exceed his season average.
Zach Powell has only started 2 games before today. That was his 3rd start of the game here today, as Whelan finds an open Edwards, who's short with his 3, and the ball goes out of bounds. It will be a Reading ball.
Bit of tempo just forced the Dragons into a quick shot that time.
Just over 3 minutes played in the 3rd period as the noise once more deafening in Loddon Valley. Dixon wide open, decides to go inside, and an offensive foul call. Dixon had an open shot, decided to go inside. Bradford, again, great court awareness. It's just part of their defensive strategy to frustrate Reading right now.
That was Williams. Williams. He had a hand in early, then came round, set his feet, and got absolutely drilled. Brilliant taking of charge.
Dixon's one of those other guys whose minutes are going the other way at the minute. He's been ill a couple of weeks ago and then struggled to find his rhythm since. So maybe this is Zach Powell getting a few of the Ben Dixon minutes.
Yeah, 3rd personal foul for him. Though again, I don't mind him looking at that 3 if he thinks he's got a better drive to the lane. It's just he was met with very good defense.
Ben Dixon a few years ago would probably take those 3s, but as you say, Mark, minutes dwindling down due to various reasons, and decided to go against the 3 that time. Here is Edwards for Bradford. Whelan for 3, and that goes in now. As a possession arrow will be decided, it will go to Reading. Rockets holding a 1-point lead in the early stages of this 2nd period. Porter. Cracknell. Jabari Edwards with fantastic defense there along the perimeter. Coach Mellor barking instructions at his team. Cracknell. Again, good defense from Edwards. Shot clock winding down. Inside it goes, blocked by Fetsky. And away come the Dragons with Whelan. Whelan dancing inside. In it goes to Sox, who misses the layup. Away come the Rockets. Again, but stolen by Edwards. And Williams says thank you very much.
Crazy tempo at the minute. Bit scrappy, but great tempo.
What a sequence that was.
No, it's tremendous, absolutely tremendous. Though I want to see them trying to find Porter with the pick and roll. He keeps setting him, he keeps driving, but not finding him with the passing.
Offensive foul calls. Another foul on the Rockets, an offensive foul. That's their 2nd of this quarter. As Lewis Champion will check in, Troy Cracknell will take a seat. Just such determination and grit from the visitors. It's fantastic to see, and it's making this game all that more competitive.
Yeah, Darren and I were talking off air. It is gritty, and they will put their nose in there, but it's clever too. It's not just because they're gritty; they're a clever defensive team.
And it's frustrating the Rockets, isn't it?
There's a brilliant discipline to it as well, though. It isn't reckless.
Williams nearly lost the handle. 4 on the shot clock. Here is Saltz on the spin. The floater. No good. Fetsky rebounds, but misses it again. What determination for the Dragons, they still have it. Williams, Whelan, and an offensive foul has been called again. This time on Jordan Whelan.
I nearly said it first half. You said great defence. Lewis Champion is an elite seller of a charge.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's great defence or something else, but he is an elite seller of a charge.
Well, a player who's been around the game for many, many years, BBL experience with the Bristol Flyers. He's been there, he's seen it and done it, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, if your feet are set, the rest of you can go and do what it wants to do, you know? If you're getting brought over, why not?
I agree.
Jenkins to Champion. Finds Adekoya in the corner, that's way long, but Jackson comes up with it over 3 Bradford players, and Salts with the rebound. Here come the Dragons again. Williams, back to Salts, Fetsky in the corner, puts in a 3! Timeout, Reading! And the Dragons lead 51-47. With 4:41 remaining of the third. What a spell this is from the West Yorkshire outfit.
Brilliant from Bradford, and you referenced it from the 2019 game that we saw. This is probably the best Bradford lineup we've seen in 3 years, right? You know, it's got a bit more depth to it, which they don't usually have. They've got an elite scorer in Williams and Whelan, so this is a good Bradford lineup, like a good Bradford lineup.
But also, Darren, not just Whelan and Williams, but the veteran guard, the loyal guard of Ricky Fetsky, Rahal Salt, doing damage as well. That's 11 points for Fetsky right now. That's his third 3-pointer as well.
They're incredibly balanced. I mean, that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a really, really balanced team. They've got that, and I'm going to use the word again, grit inside. They're locking down the paint as best they can. They're controlling the glass to a large extent. I've not checked the numbers, but that's the eye test right now. And then they're able to break in transition when they need to. They've got some great outside shooting, and the scoring inside is really, really competent right now. But they're not blowing rockets away. It is a very tight game right now. A couple more momentum plays, like that charge on Champion, and who knows where this game's going to go.
Yeah, and this, as we said at half, right on a knife edge, still feels very tense. We've still got 15 minutes of ball to play, so I don't know if we'll make it to the end, but I hope they do.
We'll just about make it to the end, I guess, but still a long way to go. Here is Cracknell. Great defense again from Williams, but Reading have it back. Jenkins kicks it out, Champion for 3, that's short. Jenkins again in the corner, gets it home.
Both teams giving as good as they get at the minute. Very, very scrappy, but a lot of effort, a lot of heart in this one.
It's a 1-point game here in the third. Champion nearly stole it. Salt. And Williams couldn't hang on to it. That should be a Reading ball, and is.
Jordan Whelan has just done exactly what I want to do, just telling his players to calm down. Every player on the court right now does need to take a breath. We are not at the end of the game. We've got a long way to go, and both sides can win and lose because of mentality.
Champion. Jenkins on the catch and shoot. This is everything. He wanted a foul. Jeremiah Jenkins just being spoken to by the officials. Tahir Aka just saying one more of those and you will be warned, and you will be given a technical. So a warning has gone out to the Reading number 4. Here is Whelan. Whelan playing around a bit, going inside the floater, and good. Champion skies for the rebound.
If we get to the end of this game without a technical, I'll be really disappointed.
Emotions can run high when it's close. The alley-oop, and Jackson misses the layup.
Jordan Jackson's been really quiet for Reading. Really, really quiet.
Offensive foul again called, but this time it's on Ricky Fetsky, and guess who the man was at the heart of it? Lewis Champion.
He is the top salesman in the region.
That's Fetsky's third personal. And again, he was giving it the flop signal. So the referees didn't mind that on that occasion, but it's one of those where you never know how that's going to go.
Reece Pinnock back into the game for Reading as well. Hasn't been in since the first quarter.
quick on the ball. Champion. Adekoya. 8 on the shot clock. Pinnock being marked by Whelan. Shot clock winding down. Pinnock has to go inside, and Cracknell puts it in.
Nice, Reece Pinnock, immediate impact after coming in.
Williams. Savary Richards into the game for the Dragons. Salts. A 2-pointer. That misses pretty much everything. And Champion has the loose ball.
Bit of composure from Lewis Champion. See what he can do with it.
And here he is going inside. Timeout, Chris Mellor.
Absolutely had to be called. I mean, I think we were all singing it through there. That play there from Bradford, really slow. No movement at all right there. And I think that's the legs getting to them a little bit. And the intensity where this third period has been played, especially Reading, really picked it up again on defence.
And Lewis Champion almost rolling back the years there. Quick burst of speed, left-handed layup. And that's what he's been doing for years and years and years.
And I think what credit to him is he gets it because he slows down, takes a bit of time, a bit of composure. And yeah, drops the little right hand to left hand crossover. Blows past Salts and gets the easy two.
And you can just see, if we can pan out to the crowd, it's an absolutely incredible atmosphere here at Loddon Valley today. Maybe not going out to the crowd. There you go.
It's because I've mixed headset. He can't hear us.
The cameraman's headset has been stolen by Mark Halewood today. You had to leave with something, right? Our fantastic cameraman Lee doing an absolutely fantastic job in the absence of our regular Ralston Humblers. Champion with the steal and the score. Reading now up by 5. Alan Moore nearly another steal by Champion, but Justin Williams still has it. And we'll slow it down.
I wonder if we're going to see Ethan Rose checking into this game at any point soon.
Williams a 3, no good. Salts with 2 Reading players on him, and Bradford keep the ball. Rahat Salts, what tenacity to get the ball over 2 Reading players.
I love Salts. I think he's great. And then I think Williams has gone a bit quiet, but credit to Zach Powell for the first part of this third quarter, defended him really well. Takes a long 3, and ball's going to stay with Bradford here after the jump ball.
That's 10 rebounds now for Rahat Salts. 5 offensive, 5 defensive. Still has
love that.
Just 3 points though so far, so a bit of a way out of the double-double region.
Finding ways to make the team work. Finding ways to make an impact.
Here he is on the ball now to Whelan. Whelan guarded by Champion inside to Savary Richards. There's a number of Reading players that foul could have been on there. And
there
a technical foul has been called on Jeremiah Jenkins for sarcastically applauding that foul call. That's his 4th foul. That's a huge foul.
That is.
And Coach Nurazelli's got to be so upset with that.
Really tough line, isn't it, between keeping your players competitive and, you know, being challenging how you want them to, and then getting a foul, a technical foul on your 4th foul.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing is we now don't know who that actual foul was on there. That could have been on 3 separate Reading players. I'm sorry, folks.
It's what I was talking about earlier, though. It's the mentality that we're in right now, where it's the end of the game. We've got to battle. We've got to get everything. We've got 10 minutes. We've got more than 10 minutes. Slow it down.
We're closer to the end of the game than we were at the start. I'll say that right now as Savary Richards makes the first.
Top observation, that, John. Top observation.
It's why I'm employed. As the moisture technicians get to work. This has just been one big big laugh riot, hasn't it? As
I've actually been very calm compared to how I'm with Fish. I've been very well behaved.
That is actually very true.
Ben Fisher, of course, not among us today. He was coaching an under-18s game earlier on as the Milton Keynes Breakers got the W over the Reading Rockets here. And Darren Paul's wish will come true as Ethan Rose will check in momentarily. As Sabri Richards misses the second, here is champion. 90 seconds left of the third. And Okoye. The extra pass, Powell couldn't hold on to it. He was wide open there, and you've got to believe he would have taken that on had he caught it as Fetsky comes out of the game.
Yeah, this 5 on the floor for Bradford, well, Fetsky just leaving. They've been fantastic, but they do need a bit of fresh legs.
Williams, who has so far played all of this game, has not sat down so far. Savary Richards driving. Beautiful adjustment there. Whelan on the follow.
Whelan also not sat down.
Here is Okoye. Nearly had it stolen, but
Oh, foul. Foul called on.
Called. That's on champion, I believe. Yeah, that's his third. So the foul's racking up for the Rockets, and now they're in the penalty. So Bradford going to the foul line.
I said to Darren at half-time, Williams has like a really good nose for the ball, just tends to be, his anticipation is good, and you can see there, he knows that Reading have gone to that dribble handoff series, and he's just going to get himself in a good place, just to blow up the handoff, and then of course, then you put it in the referee's hand and it goes to Bradford. So again, it's very clever from Williams.
Justin Williams back at the foul line, misses the first.
That's his first miss at the stripe today. Gone 3 of 3 up to this point.
Justin Williams, a 76% foul shooter for the season, splits the foul shots. Gets to the line around 6 times a game. Here is Powell. To Champion. Champion, a little bit of room inside. Pinnock nearly travelled with it. Still has it. Battling his way through 2 Bradford defenders. Powell as the shot clock winds down. Offensive board by Okoye and one. You can see what that means to Jawan Okoye right in front of the Reading fans.
Another momentum play, another big momentum moment. The Rockets, though, what they need, obviously, sink this, go down here then. If they get a stop, that is a potential game changer right there.
Ben Dixon coming back into the game for the Rockets as Lewis Champion will take a seat. Jabari Edwards will check in as well for Ethan Rose. So a short cameo for Rose coming to an end.
Interesting. Going a little bit smaller.
So a small lineup, yeah, absolutely, a small lineup here for the Dragons.
A little bit offense for defense both ways. They'll take Champion out to protect him, put Dixon in, and they'll put Edwards in instead of I forgot why put his name?
Ethan Rose.
Ethan Rose.
Ethan Parker, remember his last name.
Who was the power forward, which pretty much illustrates what you were talking about. Physicality at mid-court. Here is Whelan. Shot clock off. Final 10 seconds of the third. Whelan having a dance with Pinnock going inside. Floater goes. Final seconds. Offensive foul called. There was about 3/10 of a second remaining as the Bradford bench leaps up. Referee's just having a chat. It's all going on here.
It's that man Williams
There
again.
should be some time on the clock, at least 4/10 of a second.
This is where we test ourselves on our refereeing knowledge. Is this a team foul that they then shoot with 3/10 of a second to go? Nobody knows. This is why I've got Fish here with me usually, because he knows the rules.
We're sorry, all right?
It's a free lesson for us, all three of us coming up here.
Absolutely.
Mind you, Tahir Acker, now is referring to the table officials, so there's got to be some time on the clock as that happened, albeit there'll be less than a second remaining. There's no doubt about that.
There's a lot of blood on the shorts of Fetsky.
Fetsky has some blood on his shorts.
Edwards does have a cut on his chin. He's getting some medical attention. Though it wasn't him who took that charge. That was definitely Williams, no?
Yeah, it was it was. It was the third foul.
The 6th foul on Richards, as in... No, in fact... Yeah, 6th foul he has taken.
So we just confirm. So 5/10 of a second has been put on the game clock.
Oh, you can have a shot now.
So there is a little bit of time to catch and shoot, but my goodness me, you're going to have a quick release to do it.
Shot takes 0.3 seconds, John.
Is that true? You always used to be the Derek Fisher 0.7. Is it not that anymore?
You have it down to a complete science, don't you? So Bradford have the ball. So Jabari Edwards has it. 5/10 of a second remain. The lob goes up, and that will do it. So it doesn't matter how long there was to take a shot. It didn't matter at all. That ends a very closely fought third period. And it is all to play for. Another whistle has gone. I think a technical foul has been called. A double technical. Jawad Adekoya was one of them, I think.
And the other was Rihad Sulks. So both sides getting attacked.
But either way you look at it, it's all to play for in this fourth period, Darren. The gap is one. Reading hold a 59-58 lead.
No, absolutely. It is so close. And this is going to sound really strange, Mark, I apologize. The score feels almost secondary to everything that's going on right now. It's like, oh yeah, there are baskets going in. It is a battle out there right now, and that is... I don't know how much that needs to be reined in a little bit by both teams, both coaches.
My restricted view of the scoreboard has helped that too, because I haven't really known the score for most of the game. However, you are completely right. I think the flow is so close that it's really like who comes up with the big play, who gets the turnover, rather than who makes the big shot, who scores the 3 to make it 6, 7. It's not that anymore. I think, as you say, I think it's the flow of the game where it's going to be big plays become important, not necessarily the score minute by minute, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm looking for the team that can score and then get the stop. Whoever gets the run going, they're going to take this game after.
Jawad Adekoya leading the way for the Rockets with 19 points on 6 for 12 shooting. And Justin Williams leading all scorers with 21 on 44% shooting. Jordan Whelan has 19 as well, but both Williams and Whelan have played all 30 minutes of this game so far. Here is champion, heavily marked by Edwards. Here is Porter inserted back into the game for the Rockets to Dixon, who puts up a 3 and comes off the back iron. Cracknell with the long ball. Cracknell goes away for 3.
Was it Williams with the blood? Because he's not come back out yet. I can't see him on the floor, and I presume
it must have. Yeah, I mean, it must have been. I saw
our view is distracted, obviously, by the signs here, but it looks like it is actually.
Yeah, I saw Jabari Edwards coming over asking for medical assistance. I wasn't too clear if it was for him or Williams. Yeah. Williams about to step back into the contest.
Coach Mellor was screaming for the physio to be done with Williams so he could come back in, and Rahal Sulks will take a seat.
It's the first break of the game, Sulks.
It's a 9-person roster here today for the Dragons, who are missing key players such as Jermaine Lang and David Walsh. Cracknell a 3. Savory Richards just about beats put it to it, and here is Williams. Whelan gets Cracknell jumping for joy, and then foul has been called, and Jordan Whelan will go to the foul line.
Saw on the outside there, Ricky Fetsky just stood like, I'm here. When you want to hit me with a 3, I'm available for it. But I think Whelan going direct, I mean, he's had such success with that this year. You can't fault him at all. Drew the foul, 4th foul as well. So another huge momentum moment in this game.
And it seems like fouls are really going to... They've already spoken a lot of what this game is like and how it will determine the outcome.
Yeah, we said first half, didn't we, that it wasn't foul trouble, but there was 4 or 5 guys from Reading on 2, and now you can see Jenkins has 4, Champion has 4, and there's a lot of time left in this fourth quarter.
Whelan just about gets the friendly roll. Of course, those double rims that we were talking about in the first period can cause havoc as Cracknell straight to score. Williams. Biggest lead for either team has been 9 points, and that was in the early stage of the first period. As Whelan loses it, here comes Pinnock to the races. Pinnock with the Eurostep decides to kick it out to Jenkins. Jenkins, a pull-up 2 goals.
From Reading, and this is an extraordinarily interesting game right now.
Rockets lead by 4. That's 12 points now for Jeremiah Jenkins. Jabari Edwards, thinking about it, picks up his dribble, and here is Savory Richards with the shot clock winding down, shot clock violation.
This is a very good couple of minutes of play from the Rockets. They're getting the baskets down their end and fairly quickly as well. They haven't really worked for them, but they are getting them, and they're getting those defensive stops.
And a few broken offences as well from the Dragons in consecutive occasions.
Yeah, and I should say big possession here of the score. You might see a timeout from Chris Mellor.
Cracknell inside, and Porter's basket, of course, will not count. Inline ball to the Rockets.
Whelan with the foul.
That's 2 fouls for Jordan Whelan. Here is Cracknell. Pinnock. Porter. Reading shooting, passing the ball around the perimeter well. Here is Porter driving to the hoop. Going for the dunk. And the foul has been called. Porter fell to the floor hard. And that'll be on Jordan Whelan. That's 3 fouls for Whelan.
2 in very short order as well. That's the Moisture squad are back on.
I like that. Moisture squad might be one I put in the repertoire there, John. Very good.
I had to steal your Moisture technician off you. I'm so sorry.
Is that you, Darren, is it?
I'll invoice you later.
But interesting here, isn't it? They Bradford, as you said, early gone the perimeter really well. They go screen and roll, really easy roll Finn Porter to the rim, and then he gets absolutely clobbered. But to get there, Bradford didn't defend it at all. So interesting whether Coach Nurizade picks up on that.
And Finn Porter misses the first of a player who last season spent the season in Malta, playing in the exotic country there, and of course has Boots experience, Bucks experience with the University of Portsmouth. Now in his first season with the Rockets, really playing some fantastic basketball. He's been a revelation off the bench.
Still very young too, one for the future.
Wouldn't mind playing a season in Malta myself. Here it is. Here is Jenkins. It's 2-on-1 for the Rockets. And blows the line on the follow.
I am surprised we've not seen a timeout called by Chris Mellor.
Chris Mellor deciding to let the play continue, having faith in his plays.
For me, it's not a faith issue. It's none of that. It's just a momentum. It's a tempo issue. Just stop them. Reading are in the ascendancy right now, and if you can't stop them on the floor, then you find another way.
Still has at least a timeout to give here, does Chris Mellor. Whelan backing down Cracknell. Nearly stolen from Jenkins. 6 to shoot for the Dragons. Edwards over Dixon. Dixon stands his ground. Cracknell with the rebound. 6 points. Jenkins over a multitude of Bradford players, and he is going to go to the foul line as Rahul Salts will check back into the game for the Dragons momentarily.
Coach Mellor letting this one play out, and I wonder if it's because the last couple of scores have come from free throws, so it doesn't feel quite as in the flow of the game to then call timeout. But it'll be interesting, won't it? Because this will extend it to 7?
Yes.
8? John, use your slightly improved view.
It's 66-59, Mark.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
8 and 9 then.
Not a maths podcast. No, not a podcast at all, in fact, but never mind.
I didn't take maths as a GCSE very well, I'll say that much.
I got mine, Darren. Just so you know, I got mine.
Enough about my education now, anyway. Jenkins hits the first. And Jenkins playing on 4 fouls right now. Gets both to go.
I mean, he's making the difference right now. If he gets the 5th foul, he's done his job.
14 points for Jeremiah Jenkins. Williams. Great defense from Pinnock. Savary Richards driving.
Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. Sorry, John, cardinal rule, but that was phenomenal stuff.
Here is Pinnock. Little weave play here from the Rockets. Pinnock a 3. Pinnock gets it to go! First double-digit lead of the game. It's the biggest lead for the Rockets. Edwards, Williams answers right back.
A complete contrast of points there. Pinnock got his, but good movement, good team separation. Williams just gritted it out, went one-on-one and finished.
And Williams with the steal and gets it. Here is Whelan, it's one-on-one. Whelan loses the ball. It'll be a Rockets possession.
Incredible stuff. Coach Mellor still no timeout. Reece Pinnock, for me, been a big difference maker since coming back in. He's a very, very high-level defender in this league. He's doing a good job on Williams. The first time he goes under for a while, and Williams punishes him with the 3. Still a bit nip and tuck, but Rockets still with a 7-point lead.
Absolutely, and one of the quickest players in the NBL, Reece Pinnock, and that is testament to his defense. Anticipates the ball handler fantastically, and the off-ball movement he possesses is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen that with a couple of players today. The pace, the anticipation, it's all there, and it's what makes these top athletes top athletes.
A product of Barking Abbey is Reece Pinnock, and here he is on the ball now. Pinnock driving inside, Cracknell backs up the 3.
That was an absolutely beautiful drive, beautiful kick, and the hot hand, Troy Cracknell. Everything going right for the Rockets.
24 for Cracknell. Whelan answers again for the Dragons. It's back and forth, back and forth. Cracknell. Here is Pinnock. Jenkins, he goes for 3. That's off the back iron, and Williams with the long ball.
Someone finally misses.
Here is Williams. He'll go for 3. And Cracknell with the rebound.
I wonder how long Coach Mellor will just exchange like this, because he's got to change something to close the gap, so he can't just keep going back and forth. There has to be some change from him to get them back in this game.
Pinnock going to the baseline. Cracknell, who has the hot hand, and whistle has gone. There'll be a foul before the shot. That's on Rahul Salts. That'll be his 5th foul. He's fouled out of the game.
Massive.
That's a huge, huge call. With 4:22 remaining, 3 points, 10 rebounds for Rahul Salts, but he will now take a seat.
And what was his 4th foul?
Absolutely.
Technical.
It was a technical. And now Bradford with 4:22 remaining in the penalty as well. So Reading will go to the foul line every time Bradford foul.
Quite a gap forming here, not for just the score, like I said. Team foul, Salk's on the bench now.
Double-digit lead restored for the Rockets. Only 2 team fouls for the home team.
And all this being done for the Rockets without Adekoya.
Richards driving the floater, or he was fouled. Got to be fouled in the act of shooting, surely. No, he's not.
On the floor? On the floor,
it's been called.
It was a bit of a bump from Dixon, but sometimes they just get let go, but called this time.
4 fouls on Ben Dixon now. As Williams looking for options and finds it in Severy Richards, who drives in. Edwards finds a bit of room inside, the dunk off to Severy Richards. That's beautifully done from the Dragons.
You were talking about changing things, Mark. I wonder if having his hand forced, he's brought back in Edwards. That's going to light a spark for this team.
Here is Pinnock. Round the back. Going around, dancing around. Porter, a short 2.
That is very big.
And that's a huge call. That's an offensive foul on Finn Porter. And that's his 3rd foul. So now Reading are flirting with team fouls.
Well, just Reading about there, aren't they? You know, you'd expect to be in team fouls, competitive game coming towards under 3. But again, just some broken possessions, and just gives that little bit of hope to Bradford, doesn't it? They can still hang around.
Absolutely.
Not many possessions left, though.
The score and the stop. What can they do now?
Still a lot of time to play as Williams lobs it to Fetsky for 2.
How they didn't foul in there, I will never know.
13 now for Fetsky. And a foul called on Edwards, so Troy Cracknell will go back to the foul line for the Rockets. Just a needless foul from the Dragons.
I think as well, if I'm being totally honest, Edwards has been pretty handsy all game, and it's sort of been going on, and then you had a couple of technicals and it's been called a little bit tighter. He's going to have to really defend well now without hands, because sending Reading back to the line just lets him maintain this gap.
You say he's been handsy, that's just his 2nd foul of the game.
Uncalled. Uncalled, yep.
Cracknell makes the 1st, and the gap is 7. Chance for an 8-point lead for the Rockets, which Cracknell truly does. Williams going past Powell, going past a host of Reading players.
Ooh.
And now Reading will be in team fouls. So Williams will go to the foul line. That's 5 fouls on Champion. So Lewis Champion's game is done, and Reece Pinnock will check back in.
I don't want to preempt anything here, but Reading often don't close very well when Lewis isn't on the floor. It's a bit of a controlling head, so we'll see how this goes. Pinnock's been playing well, but you now have Powell and Pinnock, who aren't known kind of scorers and ball handlers, with Cracknell and Jenkins, who don't mind handling the ball. So we'll see how this one plays out.
15 for 22 now from the foul line for the Dragons in this game.
Jenkins on 4 fouls, just something to bear in mind as well for Reading.
As Williams strings the 2nd, he's now 5 of 7 from the stripe tonight. Here is Pinnock. Finds Cracknell on the catch and shoots.
What do I say about that foul line?
Troy Cracknell doing it all in this 4th period for Reading. Williams off the back iron. Edwards comes up with the offensive board. Here is Wheaton, who's been quiet in this 4th period. Fetsky a 3, it's long. And Finn Porter backs into Cracknell.
Fabulous work, Finn Porter there. Brilliant box out, really, really strong play. Exactly what Reading needed right there.
Powell driving at Whelan. Cracknell back to back scores. Troy Cracknell and Coach Mellon finally calls timeout for Bradford.
I want to shout out Finn Porter again, a really good, solid set screen. Gave Cracknell the room he needed, and where he was shooting from there, Mark.
Yeah, automatic Troy time. There's usually a banner in the crowd. Oh, it's up there at the back. There's a Troy time banner. So it's great to see Troy doing well. But again, I think Coach Nurizadeh's done well with this dribble handoff kind of conceptual offense he's been going to. Bradford have struggled to defend it, a lot of different variations of it. And 2:15 to go. There's probably 5 or 6 possessions, maybe a little bit more left in this game. Is it too late for a timeout to turn this one round? Who knows? But yeah,
Bradford do need to be absolutely perfect both ends of the floor for them to get this one. And Rockets, I don't see them where they're going to drop it right now.
They keep maintaining this tempo they have, where they get a stop and then they're taking 10 to 15 ticks off the clock. Keep doing that, they should see this one out.
So, if you've just joined us on the Basketball England YouTube channel, welcome everybody. What a finale we have in store here at Loddon Valley as the race for the playoffs heats up in NBL Division 1 the next time. We will be on your screens. It will be the King Trophy final between the Herald Storm and the Worthing Thunder. To get your tickets, go to basketballengland.co.uk. Should be a fantastic day.
Oh, that game is going to be
March in Guildford. There's a steal there as Powell comes away with it. And Powell with the three-ball. Williams to the floor and a foul is called. Oh. I thought personally that's 2 fouls. I think that's on Powell.
on Zach Powell, that's right. For a second there.
I thought he'd just fallen over. Obviously the referee's in a better spot than we are here in the commentary booth. But from where we were, Mark, that looked like Justin Williams had just fallen on his own momentum.
Always tricky, isn't it? When the dribbler feels a little bit out of control, it's a really tough one to call. This time going with Bradford, and they have a chance to close the lead a little bit.
I talked over you during your read there, John. I do apologise. I just want to put that on record. But oh my, what a game that's going to be! The King Trophy final.
Both teams made the final back in October. You'd never guess that, would you? And we've waited all the way to March for the King Trophy final to take place. It's going to be a fantastic day of action.
Where and when?
The 11th of March at Surrey Sports Park. BasketballEngland.co.uk for all technical information for what will be a fantastic day of action. Here is Powell driving, and a foul again called on Savory Richards. And that's 2 fouls on the Bradford Dragons, number 8. The next GB under-18 international, averaging 10 points a game this season, Mackay Savory Richards.
For me, I think he's brought quite a lot of energy to this game. I think he's brought a lot of positive to Bradford, and we're getting to the point of the game where that's just the sort of decision you're going to see made by the players, especially Bradford players.
Absolutely, yeah. It's Reading now 19 for 21 from the foul line today as Williams misses a 3, and another foul has been called, this time Jabari Edwards. His own momentum going right into Troy Cracknell, and Cracknell will go to the line. Excuse me, Powell, Zach Powell. Zach Powell now going to the foul line. And it's just broken play after broken play with foul shots to come, Mark.
I think, going back to a point I made of trying to keep this closer, they've now got themselves into an end game on team fouls that's extended their lead to 14 out of 15, and that's really tough because it's just been foul after foul. It extends the lead. They've missed at the other end, and 135, you just can't see them getting back into it.
I mean, that's the real key for me, is the clock's against them, and you've seen that in their plays. They have to rush through because time is against them.
88-72 to the Rockets as Richards misses but Vitsky on the follow.
Now, when you can get a high percentage look like that quickly, that's a different story.
Here is Cracknell. side here at Loddon Valley. Jenkins looking for options. Jenkins laying it up and in! You've got to believe that's the dagger basket for the Dragons. Whelan a three. Whelan puts it in. There's hope for the Dragons. Foul called on Jabari Edwards, so Jeremiah Jenkins will go to the foul line.
Nice from Whelan just to keep it a little bit closer with kind of 52 seconds to go. Coach Norizade has 2 more timeouts to go. It's a nice position to be in. Absolutely. To manage from here.
Coach Mellor for Bradford has 1 more timeout to give. As Jenkins makes the first. What a physical encounter this has been here today. Reminiscent of playoff encounter, no doubt about it. And a foul has been called, this time on Jenkins. And if that is on Jenkins, that's his fifth. No, it's not.
That was Zach Powell. That was Zach Powell. Yeah.
That's 3 fouls on Zach Powell. Jenkins on 4 at the moment.
Always quite interesting, isn't it? Like Williams blew up a couple of handoffs in the first half and the foul goes his way. Zach Powell tries to blow that one up in the second half, but it goes the other way. Well, they're difficult to call, you know, a lot of moving parts in that action.
And another thing that you did mention is referees trying to tighten the game up the way they're calling it, so maybe that's after effect of that. And John, you talk about playoff atmosphere, playoff standings and everything. In this sort of game, this gets teams playoff ready.
But what also gets them ready is making foul shots in Bradford as Edwards makes the second, 18 for 26 from the foul line today. The alley-oop to Powell. Powell will slow it down. All in all, it's been a great day's work for Reading. They've been made to work for it, though, by an incredibly gritty, determined and physical Bradford unit. But Reading will looking to come out unscathed here today.
Yeah, all very tight until the fourth quarter. I think Reading did a much better job on Williams in the second half. I don't know his numbers split by half, but he certainly has been a lot slower in this second half visually. Credit to Zach Powell and Reece Pinnock have sort of taken their turn on shutting him down, which has been good. And yeah, I wonder if Coach Mellor will look at this one back and wish he took a bit of a timeout earlier to keep it a bit closer.
And it's been a close game for the first 3 quarters, but a 34-20 fourth period has got it done for the Rockets. Edwards with a burst of speed and he travels with it.
I'm enjoying the Jenkins travel call after the official travel call was given.
Just a reassurance.
Troy Cracknell has certainly come to play today, and another foul has been called. Justin Williams this time fouling Jenkins.
Talking about Reading coming out unscathed, I mean, they will have come into today knowing exactly what sort of game they would be facing with we're going to say it, gritty, determined Bradford, but they've come through with, ultimately, with the scoreline, the way they've handled themselves and managed the game, can we say flying colours?
Yeah, I think they finished really well, like and kept it close, haven't kind of crumbled under the pressure. It makes me think, though, every time I watch these kind of, not mid-table's the wrong word, but the chasing pack, if you think about playoff time and playoff seedings, if Bradford get in, no one's going to want to play Bradford, no one's going to want to play Reading. Like, there's that whole group, no one really wants to play anyone.
And if Reading get a home fixture as well,
that'll do it.
Jenkins will dribble it out, and Rockets fans will have to wait until the 5th of March before their next home game against the Loddon Riders. But they come away victorious here today. Rockets, but Mark, they were made to work for it.
I couldn't really hear anything you were saying, apart from that they were made to work for it bit. Reading very, very good value for their win, and but all credit to Bradford. This is a good, like I said, it's a good team. It's got much more balance than it ever has before. A bit more depth. They've got a real stud in Williams who can go for 40 minutes. So. This league just gets better and better, and this chasing pack get better and better. So yeah, looking forward to playoff time already.
And Reading consolidating a playoff spot in the table. Bradford, no means out of it, even though they now drop to 9 and 10. But by no means out of the hunt.
Oh, absolutely no. This league is ridiculously competitive. We were talking about it. You know, Newcastle down in 11. They've got as good a chance as any of this chasing back of making the final 8. So, a lot of basketball left to be played throughout the rest of the season. It's tremendously exciting. And why we love this league?
Absolutely. And as we said, this now ends a 4-game road trip for the Dragons. They have a home game next week against the Manchester Magic before going back on the road for 3 more games against Essex, Thames Valley and Derby. For the Rockets, they have to wait now 3 weeks until they're back at home when they play the Loddon Riders. They do have a away fixture against the BA London Lions in between that. It's all to play for in the NBL table. My thanks to Mark Howard and Darren Paul for their contribution and insight today. A great win for the Reading Rockets, 95-78 over the Bradford Dragons. I'm John Hobbs. Have a pleasant afternoon, everybody.